It was one of those gray, drizzly mornings in a small town, the kind where the streets seem emptier, and the world feels a little quieter than usual. Michael was driving to work, his coffee in one hand and the other on the steering wheel, thinking about the deadlines he needed to meet and the long day ahead. That's when he saw it, a tiny, shivering puppy huddled on the curb, looking utterly lost and frightened. Its fur was damp, its little paws muddy, and its eyes, those eyes were filled with a mix of fear and hope that pulled at Michael's heart like nothing else had in years. He slowed the car and parked at a safe distance. The puppy didn't run, it just looked at him, trembling but trusting, as if it somehow knew he was there to help. In that moment, Michael realized something profound. Sometimes, it's the smallest acts of kindness that can change everything, not just for others, but for ourselves. Before we dive into the story, if you enjoy heartfelt tales of kindness, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and leave a comment sharing your favorite act of kindness. Welcome to Kindness Story Hub, where stories of generosity, compassion, and unexpected miracles come to life. Michael slowly approached the little puppy, speaking softly so as not to scare it away. "Hey, buddy, it's okay. I won't hurt you," he murmured. The puppy hesitated for a moment, then took a tiny step toward him. It was clear it hadn't eaten in a while, its ribs were visible under its wet, matted fur. Without a second thought, Michael scooped the puppy into his arms, feeling the tiny body shake against his chest. Driving to work suddenly felt insignificant. All the emails, meetings, and phone calls could wait. Right now, this little life needed him. He wrapped the puppy in his jacket to keep it warm and gently stroked its fur. It was almost as if the puppy could feel Michael's compassion, because slowly, its trembling began to ease, and it leaned into his chest, seeking comfort. Michael knew he couldn't leave the puppy on the street, and he didn't want to take it straight to a shelter without making sure it was safe. So he stopped by a nearby convenience store to buy some water and a little bit of food. As he set the cup of water down on the counter and offered the puppy a small piece of sandwich, the people around them couldn't help but smile. There was something about the bond forming between a man and this tiny creature that was deeply moving. The puppy ate cautiously at first, then eagerly, as if it had been starving for days. Michael watched it with a smile that warmed his heart. "You're going to be okay," he whispered. But even as he felt relief, he couldn't shake the feeling that this moment was just the beginning of something bigger, something he couldn't have predicted. After making sure the puppy had eaten and drank enough, Michael decided it was best to take it to a local vet. He needed to know if it had any injuries or illnesses. The vet's office was bustling with morning appointments, but the staff immediately noticed the little puppy shivering in Michael's arms and made room for them. After a thorough checkup, the vet confirmed that the puppy was surprisingly healthy for its size and condition, just a bit dehydrated and in need of some care. Michael felt a wave of relief. "Thank you," he said to the vet, his voice thick with emotion. I couldn't leave it out there." The vet nodded, a gentle smile on her face. "You did the right thing. This little one is lucky you found it." As Michael held the puppy in the waiting room, he noticed a small tag on its collar. The name Buddy was engraved on it, along with a phone number. Heart racing, he dialed the number. A worried voice answered, and tears instantly filled Michael's eyes. "Hello? This is Buddy's owner. I've been searching everywhere." It turned out that Buddy had wandered off 2 days earlier while his family was moving into a new house nearby. They had put up posters, posted on social media, and even contacted local shelters, but there had been no word until Michael found him. The gratitude in the owner's voice was overwhelming. They insisted on meeting immediately to retrieve Buddy. When Michael arrived at the family's home with Buddy, the reunion was more emotional than anything he could have imagined. Buddy's tail wagged furiously, his little body wriggling with joy as he jumped into his owner's arms. The family was crying, hugging each other, and Buddy, thanking Michael over and over. It wasn't just the puppy they were grateful for, it was the act of kindness that had saved him. Michael watched quietly, feeling a strange mix of happiness and wistfulness. He had made a difference, and yet, he also knew he would miss the tiny companion who had already carved a place in his heart. But just as he was about to leave, something unexpected happened. One of the children, a little girl with wide, curious eyes, ran up to him. She handed Michael a small, handmade card that read, "Thank you for saving Buddy. You are our hero. We hope you know how much your kindness means to us." Inside, there was a drawing of Buddy and Michael together, with hearts floating around them. Michael felt tears sting his eyes. In that moment, he realized something powerful. Kindness doesn't just change the day, it can leave a permanent mark on hearts, both human and animal. The family invited him to stay for a cup of coffee. As they talked, Michael learned that the little girl had been very shy and scared of talking to new people, but the loss of Buddy had taught her about hope and resilience. "You know," she said softly, "I think Buddy knew you would help him because you have a kind heart." Michael smiled, feeling a warmth that went far beyond the physical act of helping. This was about connection, about empathy, and about the ripple effect that one small gesture can create. Driving home that afternoon, Michael reflected on the events of the morning. It was a simple choice: stop and help a lost puppy, but it had led to something extraordinary. It reminded him that kindness isn't measured by grand gestures or dramatic rescues. Sometimes, it's just noticing someone in need and taking the time to act. That small decision can change lives in ways we may never fully understand. Over the next few days, Michael stayed in touch with Buddy's family. They sent him updates, photos, and even a short video of Buddy playing happily in his new backyard. Each message reinforced the incredible impact of that one morning. Michael also noticed that he felt different, lighter, happier, and more connected to the world around him. The act of kindness had changed him too. Word spread in the small town about the man who had helped the lost puppy. People started sharing their own stories of helping others, inspired by Michael's actions. Strangers began to smile more, hold doors open, and lend a helping hand when needed. A single act had created a ripple, touching lives in ways Michael never expected. Months later, Michael returned to the same street where he had found Buddy. The rain had stopped, and the sun peeked through the clouds. He paused for a moment, thinking about that chilly morning, the trembling little puppy, and the family who had been waiting for their beloved Buddy. He realized that kindness isn't just about being generous or doing good deeds, it's about presence. Being there when someone needs you, even if it's just in small ways, can have an impact that lasts a lifetime. That day, as Michael walked away, he noticed a small sign on a nearby mailbox: "Every act of kindness grows a little world of hope." He smiled, thinking of Buddy and the unexpected journey that had started with a simple choice to stop, notice, and help. In that moment, he understood that kindness is contagious, powerful, and transformative, and it often comes back to us in ways we could never predict. So, if there's one thing to take away from this story, it's this: never underestimate the power of kindness. Whether it's helping a lost puppy, comforting a friend, or simply offering a smile to a stranger, your actions have the potential to change someone's world. And in doing so, they may just change yours too. As for Michael, he continues his everyday life, but now with a renewed sense of purpose and compassion. He knows that kindness doesn't require grand gestures, just a willing heart and the courage to act. And though he may never know the full extent of the ripple he started that rainy morning, he can rest assured that a little love can go a very long way. Next time you see someone or something in need, remember Michael and Buddy. A small act of kindness can spark hope, create joy, and leave a lasting legacy. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. The chance to make a difference is right in front of you, waiting for you to reach out. So go ahead, help, care, listen, and show love. You might just be the hero in someone else's story, the unexpected blessing that changes everything. Kindness, after all, is never wasted.